I'll be talking about the history of quizzing. Quizzing really began during the Second World War when the BBC conducted radio quizzes to test the British public on the finer points of the workings of air raid shelters and gas masks as a part of the war effort. By the 1950s, cash prizes became an integral part of quizzing, with millions of dollars being given away each year. But it wasn't until 1967, when Neil O'Brien conducted the first formal quiz competition in Kolkata, that it began to become popular in India. By 1972, the Bonvita Quiz Contest, which continues to this day, brought quizzing to the masses, with students all over the country competing for the cash prize. In 2000, the famous Kaun Banega Crorepati quiz began, capturing the attention of millions of Indians, tuning in hopes of becoming a crorepati. With that, we come to 2020, and the foundation of TISB's Quiz Club by the current grade 12. The club has continued the long and rich history of quizzing, and every week for beginners and experts alike, it's allowed students to come together and test their knowledge on a whole variety of topics.
Quizzing helps you expand your knowledge. In the Quiz Club, we cover a variety of topics such as dance, history, sports, current world affairs, and more. Quizzing can also help you think out of the box or think from different angles, as you will need to effectively use the process of elimination while coming up with an answer. Quizzing can also build self-confidence and team-working skills, especially when you participate in team quizzes. Lastly, quizzing is really fun, and you can join the Quiz Club to reap the benefits of quizzing yourself.
Hi, I'm Aditri from grade 12. I joined Quiz Club because I like quizzes and I knew it would be interesting and fun. Even though there were quite a few people, we had questions across so many different topics like trivia, food, fashion, etc. And we would be so engaged that we wouldn't have realized the time passed by so quickly. With quizzes, I'm able to learn better and even concentrate better because I like it.
I have always wanted to learn more about the world. To hone my interest in current events, general knowledge, and my love for quizzing, I decided to join the Quiz Club. The sessions this semester were informative and very interactive. I learned how to be curious and think critically and analyze. The club made learning fun for me and taught me how to connect the dots and read between the lines. I thoroughly enjoyed my time at the Quiz Club.
I joined the Quiz Club to increase my general knowledge, and I knew that it would be interesting and quite challenging. The questions are from varying topics like music, economics, history, geography, theatre, and so on. Even though I'm a music fan, there were a lot of questions that I had no clue what the answers were. I love the fact that we even got an opportunity to host a quiz, which takes quite a lot of research to form a quiz that's like holistic and has a variety of questions. Each quiz is different and it helps me to test my knowledge.
Good morning. I think many of us are struggling with this second lockdown, as the impact seems to be greater on all our families. There is an uncertainty on how long the restrictions will last. There are, of course, end-of-term examinations coming soon, and so it is no surprise that it is testing our emotions.
So, Riley, how was the first day of school?
Fine, I guess.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong.
Signal the husband.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What is it, woman? What?
I'm joy. This is sadness. That's anger.
What?
This is disgust. And that's fear. We're Riley's emotions.
I wonder how many emotions similar to Riley's, both good and bad, you have experienced over the last few months. More than ever, I think we need to be more in tune with our emotions and learn how to deal with the variety that we are experiencing. Last week was International Mental Awareness Week, and the theme was kindness, which under our current situation is so important. And even more so because we are dealing with our emotions alone without being together and socializing. It is kindness to other people, but also kindness to ourselves that is vital, not only in our behaviours, but perhaps more importantly, with what we say and write, the words that we use that determines our levels of kindness. I wonder if you've heard the saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt me. This is an English language children's rhyme, originally from the 19th century, and it was meant as a way of persuading a child who was a victim of name-calling to try and ignore what has been said, to walk away and remain calm and good-natured rather than retaliate in another way. It got me thinking, though, about whether or not the second part of the rhyme is true. It says, "But words will never hurt me." I am not sure about that. Are you? Think about the best thing that anyone has ever said to you. Can you recall it easily? Now think of the worst thing anyone has ever said. Which was the easiest to recall? It wouldn't surprise me if it was the latter. The words that did hurt you, and the words that did leave a scar. We must all remember at this point in time that our words carry enormous weight. Last week, during the Mental Health Awareness Week, there were discussions and research to show that words that are said or written can stay with someone for years, and often results in individuals feeling horrible about themselves and even their self-esteem being damaged. I wonder if you've ever really considered how your words might hurt or damage someone, even if you don't mean them to. Often what we think of as fun can be a source of hurt for someone else. The way we respond to someone when we're tired, hungry, or upset might have a greater impact on them than we imagine. Put yourself in the shoes of a certain famous literary character for a second. Those of you who have watched Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets may remember when Malfoy calls Hermione a mudblood. Let's have a look.
Malfoy? That's right. And that's not all that's new this year.
Those are Nimbus 2001s. How did you get those?
A gift from Draco's father.
You see, Weasley, unlike some, my father can afford the best.
At least no one on the Gryffindor team had to buy their way in. They got in on pure talent.
No one asked your opinion, you filthy little mudblood.
She'll pay for that one, Malfoy. Eat slugs!
You okay, Ron? Say something! Wow! Can you turn it around, Harry?
No, Colin, get out of the way. Let's take him to Hagrid.
He'll know what to do.
Ooh, this calls for specialist equipment. Nothing to do but wait till it stops, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Better out than in. Who's Ron trying to curse anyway?
Malfoy. He called Hermione... well, I don't know exactly what it means.
He called me a mudblood.
He did not.
What's a mudblood?
It means dirty blood. Mudblood's a really foul name for someone who is muggle-born, someone with non-magic parents, someone like me. It's not a term one usually hears in civilized conversation.
See, the thing is, Harry, there's some wizards, like the Malfoy family, who think they're better than everyone else because they're what people call pure blood.
That's horrible. It's disgusting.
And it's Codswell up to boot. Dirty blood. Why, there isn't a wizard alive today that's not half blood or less. More to the point, they've yet to think of a spell that our Hermione can't do. Come here. Don't you think on it, Hermione. Don't you think on it for 1 minute. Me?
Malfoy's words were chosen on purpose to cause as much damage as possible to the person who was on the receiving end. We know what was said was wrong and unacceptable because of other people's reactions to it, especially Ron's. If you're saying something to someone face to face, sometimes it's easy to gauge how he or she feels about that comment. But what if you're saying something and the person doesn't really react? Maybe he or she is putting on a brave face, or maybe you think you're just having a laugh. But the person you're saying it to doesn't realise you didn't mean it and ends up taking these words to heart and worrying about them. The main problems at the moment is with text messages, WhatsApp, Snapchat, email, Facebook, Twitter, when we can't necessarily see the person. You don't know if the message you sent has caused offence or the comment you've made about a photo has really upset someone because you can't see the person's reaction. It is so easy to write something and send it partly because of the fact that you're not face to face with the person you've sent it to. So here is my little tip for our use of words. Before you say what's going through your head or send an email, text or comment, think about it or have a look back at it and ask yourself these two questions. Would I want to receive it myself? And is it kind? If the answer to both of the above questions is yes, then go ahead. Positive affirmations and words are also really powerful. If the answer to both of them is no, then don't say or send it. That's obvious. Kindness also extends to yourself. And last week, during the International Mental Awareness Week, I was introduced to the concept of toxic productivity. So I'd like you to watch this short video.
Have you heard all those people on the internet telling you that you need to do more and be more and get more done? It's this idea that if we leave lockdown having not written a novel or learnt a language, that we've somehow failed. That is a toxic productivity message right there. I'm Dr. Julie Smith. I'm a psychologist and I provide daily videos on psychology, mental health and motivation across social media. Toxic productivity is this obsession with radical self-improvement above all else. And the result is that no matter how productive you are, you're always left with that guilty feeling of not having done more. Number one is working to the extent that it harms your health or your relationships or your general well-being. Number two is having relentless and unrealistic expectations for yourself so that you feel like you're constantly failing to be enough. And number three is restlessness. So when it is time to rest, you find it difficult to relax or difficult to sleep. We also have a wider cultural problem in our society. That pressure to be constantly available online on social media means that the world has an almost constant view into our lives, and that compounds that pressure to appear a certain way to family, friends, or potential employers. We are bombarded with adverts every day that encourage us to measure our self-worth based on our productivity. If companies can get you to obsess about maximizing your productivity, then they can sell you a whole host of products that you don't need. Number one is recognize that you are a human being just like the rest of us, and you are enough as you are today. Without top exam results, without a flash career, without a new designer outfit, you are enough as you are today. Number two is recognize that self-care is not an indulgence. It is essential for good physical and mental health. Sometimes human beings just need to rest. And number three is have some non-negotiables on your self-care list. Certain things that no matter how busy you get, you always do. Maybe you always make time for lunch, or maybe you always keep to your exercise routine. Do those things and your mental health will thank you for it. ultra productivity and laziness are not the only options here. This is a really difficult time for lots of people. So go easy on the self-criticism. Try talking to yourself with encouragement, support and kindness, the way that you would talk to a friend who is feeling that way. This is not a productivity contest. If we can find a balance between doing some meaningful activity and self-care, then we are doing enough. So what is that one thing that you could do right now to help you feel better? Well, you could choose joy. So you pick one thing to do for no other reason than you might enjoy it. So when you make your to-do lists, you add on things that you do just for pleasure. When the world feels overwhelming and you're not sure what to do or how to feel, choose joy.
For me, the two key messages from the clip were: kindness towards yourself is important, so make time for it. Whether it's sport, reading, painting, music, cooking, it doesn't matter what it is, just make time for it. Secondly, the need to remind yourself that you are enough. And actually I'm going to write it on a post-it sticker somewhere at home just to remind myself that I am enough. So my concluding message is, whatever range of emotions you are experiencing at the moment, remember kindness. Kindness to others, but also to yourself, is important. Thank you very much. Bye.